Welcome to Earth Guide, where we chronicle some of the most beautiful places in the world. Cornwall is one of our favorite counties in the UK, encompassing wild moorland and miles of sandy beaches. On this travel guide, we explore the best food, shopping, and attractions in St Ives, Penzance, New Lynn, and a few other smaller towns and villages. We hope this guide inspires and informs you for your next trip to the Cornish coast, and we've linked all the great places we visited in the description below. We spent the first day of our trip in Penzance, a historic port on the south-facing shore, infamous for pirates back in the day. Lucky for us, we didn't bump into any, but instead explored some of the excellent stores and restaurants Penzance had to offer. The weather was a bit wet that morning, and our first stop was a cozy cafe called the Artist Residence, a dog-friendly hotel with quirky artwork on display. My wife Binaisha, who works in local government for West London, had a pot of herbal tea and some classic poached eggs on toast, while our corgi Jibs sat below us, hoping for a few bites of anything delicious. I'm Rashad, your narrator. I had a tart and delicious grapefruit juice, saving my appetite for the long day of eating and exploring we had ahead. After breakfast, as if on cue, the weather immediately improved and we began our exploration of Penzance. Just up from the harbour is a high street featuring many art galleries, stores, pubs, and cafes. The first store we came across was called Fishboy, and they sell a curation of responsible brands from around Europe. A few stores down, Fishboy had a second store as well, more focused on home and dining, but with the same great design aesthetic. The third and final store we visited that day was called Seven Stones, featuring a curation of outdoorsy brands from around the world, but mainly from Japan. Binaisha bought a top while Jibs and I explored all the fun products, often staring in disbelief at the price tags. Still, definitely worth a visit. The store also had a great collection of Yeti products, a brand that we love. Having skipped breakfast, I was quite hungry by now, and we stopped by the Honey Pot for a quick lunch. The Honey Pot is a bustling cafe with wholesome homemade meals and was the perfect place to have lunch on this cold and wet day. We ordered 2 piping hot soups and a salad to share, while Jibs made his way to sit under our neighbor's table. The food at the Honey Pot was excellent, and it's a must visit on your next trip to Penzance. To walk off our lunch, we next visited Morrab Gardens, a subtropical garden in the heart of Penzance. Jibs had a fun time sniffing around, while we enjoyed the beautiful and well-maintained property. Morrab Gardens is home to Mediterranean and subtropical plants, and for a while we felt transported to another part of the world. Built in 1818, Morrab Library is also on the property, but we didn't get a chance to visit. After the garden, we left Penzance and drove a few minutes to Marzion Beach, with amazing views of St. Michael's Mount. St. Michael's Mount is a small island in Mounts Bay and is connected to the town of Marzion by stone pathway. Many scenes of the Game of Thrones prequel, House of the Dragon, was shot at this location. And while we didn't get to visit the island, we would take long walks on the beach, enjoying the wide, expansive views. Jibs loved the beach as well. He also found a few friends to play with. And a few hours later, we made our way to a local gastropub called the Packet Inn Smokehouse, a 10-minute drive from Penzance. The pub and the people working there were lovely, and I tried some fresh Cornish cider, which was completely delicious. Then I shared a local beer, which she enjoyed as well. The food at the smokehouse was very, very good, and we shared some house-smoked trout. It had been a long day, and Jibs fell asleep under the table. We finished off the meal with a rather large ice cream sundae and drove home to prepare for the next day, which we spent in the legendary town of St Ives.